Hey TPI family, it's Erica Linney here, and for the first time ever on TPI, we are celebrating Black History Month. Now joining me is my colleague, his name is Mike Jefferson. He is actually an award-winning graphics artist. He works here at CBN, but he also has a company, Gravy Design, correct?
Correct.
Now you may have never seen Mike before, but you've seen his work because some years ago he created our graphics package. So that whole open that you saw, that was Mike's work. Welcome to TPI.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. All these years we've worked together and you've never been on the show.
Never been on the show.
Well, you have your own graphics company, Gravy Design.
Correct.
And you created a product called the Unseeyn.
Right.
Now tell me about the Unseeyn and what was your inspiration behind it?
The Unseeyn is generally a website that I've kind of been working on to promote Black history heroes, spotlighting Black history heroes that contributed to American history that's kind of unseen. You don't really know them, like we discussed before. You may not have heard about them in high school, but you might have gotten an elective in college or something if you're able to be blessed to go to college. But that's what I want to do, to promote Black history heroes. For those who don't know them, they're kind of unseen. Why
do you feel that this is important? Because some will say, well, this is just a part of American history.
Right.
But why do you feel that this project is important?
It's important because you need to know where you come from, to know where you're going. I think knowing what these wonderful people did and how they attributed to the history of America can help give you pride and encourage you and inspire you to feel like you can do what you want to do. You can be what you want to be. You can follow your American dream, and it builds community.
Yeah. Now, okay, in all the people, because you have a lot of people on the website, out of all the people that you researched, is there one or two that really inspired you?
All right, so these videos are 1 to 3 minutes, so they're little snippets, but in my research and finding out, I really resonate with Ida B. Wells.
Ida Bell Wells Barnett was an African-American investigative journalist, educator, and an early leader in the civil rights movement.
I mean, the things that she's done, how she was able to kind of write about lynching and how to fight against that. Also, in learning about Ida B. Wells, I also realized that there were Black wealth. Ida B. Wells leads to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the money was at, Black Wall Street. Some of the funds that were coming from there were helped her with her newspaper. You find these little nuances and different things and these different connections where Black people were supporting themselves, building community, and I would have never found out about any of this if I hadn't done this project.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I wanted to interview you, because we talked about this back in December,
right,
that I wanted to interview about this in particular because this is an international program. So we air, our primary audience is in Africa and the Caribbean. But I found in talking to different people from like Nigeria, Jamaica, other places, like for me, I don't know all of their struggle.
Right.
So then I don't understand fully their struggle today.
Right.
And then I find they don't understand my struggle.
Correct.
And then it's like we're not then on the same page because we don't have an understanding. Can you speak to that?
I agree with that. It's like it's about building community and all being on the same foundation of understanding. So there's so many nuances to the Black American, the African American experience that somebody coming from another country may not know that this is what they're in for or what people have been going through. From defunding of schools to critical race theory to right now in corporate America and other places of work, DEI, things of that nature. We all need to be on the same page to see these struggles and join hands and work together to figure out how we can fight that and combat that and all benefit from the right direction. So
now DEI, that's a division of
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay, in a corporate setting.
Right.
What is DEI in a corporate setting?
Well, you want to get representation. A lot of decisions that are made in corporate America are made for the majority of people that work there. So it's more of a boys or girls club, a frat, a fraternity, or a sorority, and that type of thing, and where you're in a group of people who think like you and believe like you, but they may sell products that they want to give to or make available to different nationalities and things of that nature, but they don't want to do the work to find out what do these different people want, what would they spend their money on, what's important to them. So this type of DEI is specific to not only beneficial to selling a product, but also making an overall work condition environment where everybody feels inclusive, heard, and empowered.
And one thing at the end of the clips that you have, there's a series of questions
Right.
at the end. And one thing you state is that you said this in an interview, that you believe that this project can help with DEI training and leadership training.
Right.
Why do you believe that?
When I started this project, I actually started finding out about people who established businesses like Madam C.J. Walker and things of that nature. Of course, you got, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. But one of the things you find out for them is how they led people, how they initiated a movement in their communities. And I think that at the end of the video, I asked generic questions to say, how is it that Ida B. Wells led? And what can we learn from that? And how can we not only have that in corporate America, in our workplace, but how do we have that in our homes? How do we have that in our churches? How do we take some of these examples and apply what they've been taught and learned on their experiences and personal endeavors, and how we can attribute that to other sections of our lives?
Yeah. So I want to take this a little step further. Now, I'm quite sure, I don't know how close we are in age, but when I went to school, okay, we learned about Crispus Attucks.
Mhm.
He was the first, for those who know, the first black person to be killed in the Revolutionary War.
Mhm.
We learned about Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King.
Right.
But that was the extent. And if it wasn't for PBS, shout out to PBS, if it wasn't for PBS and Eyes on the Prize,
Right.
and then Roots,
Right.
I really honestly would not have known much
Right.
until I got to Hampton University, historically black college, where I was able then to learn more about American history. And so for you, was that your experience as well?
It was exactly the same experience. I went to Old Dominion University, and African American Studies was an elective. You can choose to learn more about it. When I was in high school, the same group of people, I call them the favorites, the mains, the heroes, and that's basically it that you hear every year during February, Black History Hero Month. And then after that, it's just everything's a choice, but it's not foundational. It's not instilled in you. So when you move on throughout your life, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And so the point I'm getting to, because we have now situations where black and Latino history is being banned,
Right.
books are being banned, there's a lot of opposition.
Correct.
And you have a lot of projects like the 1619 Project that has been,
Right.
opposition, and it just seems like now there's more opposition to their black American history. We're talking about black Americans in
Right.
America who have contributed that we feel like is now being challenged. Where do you see your project, The Unseeyn, making waves or being a catalyst for change in that?
I see it as a tool. I think it can go with, again, in churches, doing announcements, at home if you want to establish a connection with these heroes, and teaching your kids. I think it's a tool. It should be a catalyst. Again, they're 1 to 3 minutes long, but once you get in there, I'm hoping to sow a seed where you would go out and search out more information, where you do your own research, because that's part of the journey. You can go either way. Right now it's 35 individuals in this set, and I plan on making more, 35 in each set. But once you start looking at these individuals and going down the rabbit hole of who they were and what their lives meant and how they're able to affect their community and what their children did after them and some of the sacrifices they made, you start falling in love with that and realizing that this is part of our lives. You can start seeing similarities, and you can also get warning signs on how you want to change your life and go in a different direction. It's amazing the things that I've learned while doing this project that I just had no clue about, and I assumed that I was the only one, but I wasn't. So this is so empowering and so encouraging and so inspirational.
And how do you see this specifically affecting black Americans?
I really want this tool to be used in every facet possible, but I really want to see financial empowerment. I want people to kind of realize that there may be, you might spin your wheels trying to go against racism or white privilege or anything like that. But what you can do is use these stories to empower you to move forward in entrepreneurial spirit, or if you're a science major, or if you're an inventor. Like, that's kind of how I broke up some of these people. I made sure that it just wasn't entertainers and artists and athletes and things of that nature. I want to make sure that we talk about those who who created blood banks. We want to talk about how many opportunities and options you have for peanuts. I wanted to talk about inventors of a multitude of different things and how that can change your life. If you listen to media right now, you assume that you could only be an athlete. You could only be a singer or an actor, an actress. That's not true. The skies are the limit, and these stories help propel you to the future that you always deem as beneficial for yourself. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, because I always, I think what fascinates me, especially with Madam C.J. Walker, she became a millionaire 2 steps out of slavery.
Yep.
She didn't have no loan. She couldn't go down to the bank. Hey, can y'all give me a loan? It didn't work like that. And she built her business.
Right.
And it always amazes me. So I always love that, because we hear so much about, especially in the Black community, the opposition. But I'm like, okay, but what's in our hand?
Right.
What can we do with what's in our hand and the opportunities that we have now?
Yeah, and Madam C.J. Walker, to sell her product, she had community buy-in. She hired and employed Black women. She helped spin off some of their products too, so they could start their own business. She was a catalyst for the community, and that's something that you don't get to hear about. Right now, in America, I made a business so I can sell it. I already have an exit plan. I'm already got my venture capitalists who want to have a 5X and a 10X, but that doesn't build community. And through her story, you find out that she did what she can to establish her community, to grow it, and then also have people pivot off of that, and that's amazing.
So for organizations or individuals who want to get your product, where can they go to get it?
Go to the Unseeyn.com. You can contact me there. I have all my social media outlets there too, so you can go there, see the products, read the stories, find out who these people were, and we could grow from that. And I think that's where you can get all the information you need from there.
And something else that you said, because we talked about this the other day, that you want to hire, at some point, once this thing really gets off the ground, you want to hire other people to investigate, like Asian history,
right,
and Native American history.
Right.
So it's just not the Black unseen.
Exactly.
It's the unseen.
It's the unseen for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. I think that's really important. Being Black, that's our story. This is who we are, and this is how we benefit. This is how we grow. But after that, like you mentioned earlier, that we believe in the American dream. But that American dream is brought together by different stories, different histories, different heroes from all different cultures and nationalities, which makes America. So after this, I wanted to be able to delve into Asian Americans, Latin Americans, Native Americans, and pay somebody to write the script to tell their stories, and let them be able to speak freely and say, yeah, these people in my community and my culture are unseen as well.
Oh, awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much for doing this product.
Thank you.
And for having the vision and seeing it through, because I know you're doing a lot here at CBN. That much I know. And then to sacrifice your time to do this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.